Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Now, at least two large charities have come out and spoken up against the ANC's decision in Gauteng to centralize food distribution. What that means in effect is they will confiscate food parcels from charities that are wanting to deliver to their community and saying, hey, you got to give them to us, we will distribute them. And they're saying, because we know how corrupt you guys are. I'll read to you the reports. This is from Saai, which is for the family farmer. And they say, the answer is no. We will not send the food parcels, fruit and vegetables we collect from farmers across the country to government warehouses for central distribution. Nor will we ask permission from government or apply for permits to take that food to desperately hungry families in all our communities, irrespective of race, religion, or party affiliation. We will distribute to where it is most needed, not to where national, provincial, or local politicians decide it should go. Even we need to smuggle it there. If South Africa was not burdened with such a sad record of corruption, nepotism, and patronage on all tiers of government, even in the distribution of emergency food parcels, accompanied by a reluctance to act against perpetrators and a total lack of consequences, we could have taken hands in a public-private partnership. But we cannot strengthen the fundamentally racist criteria for emergency aid, the power-drunk mentality of ministers and officials who enforce these irrational regulations or the petty power struggles in the ruling party at the expense of families who have long run out of food, money and hope. So the answer is no. That's from Saai. And what about Solidarity, Helping Aid? Well, they've spoken up about this as well. And they say, the charity Solidarity Helping Hand today announced its legal team instructed to prepare for a lawsuit against the government should the government continue to enact regulations that prescribe food distribution under the government's control that must be centralized. Now, I have to tell you, I've translated this article from Afrikaans to English, so if it doesn't sound quite right at times, you understand why. Anyway, carrying on, it says, it will be a bad day for the country and people in need will suffer as food distribution due to so-called planned regulations of the government seeking centralized and controlled distribution. Helping Hand has already instructed a legal team to start preparing a court case. If necessary, the government would continue with their action in this regard. Hannes Noeth, CEO of Solidarity Helping Hand, says Helping Hand realizes the public is anxious about dealing with provincial and some regional governments and cannot do otherwise than to radically oppose this in principle. The uncertainty around this is currently creating a panic among the needy and uncertainty among donors and distributors. Solidarity Helping Hand remains central control or power food distribution against it is not going to happen. Central food distribution will be an abuse of power at the expense of the poor and the needy, says Noeth. Noeth says, meanwhile, Helping Hand will be discussing with the various authorities clarity on these planned regulations. This, among other things, becomes a media statement of Panyazi Lesufi, acting MEC for Social Development in Gauteng, written by Emalaleni Witbank, local municipality in the Free State letter, which is a registration required to distribute food to those in need. At present, incredible confusion is being created. The uncertainty does not serve the care of people. The legal battle that Solidarity Helping Hand has already obtained indicates illegality, these statements and requirements. This urgent action by Helping Hand follows many uncertainties over this week, over and above the letters, says Noeth. The trade union Solidarity and civil rights organization AfriForum indicated that they would support legal action and have already allocated 100,000 rand for a possible lawsuit in this regard. Dirk Herman, who I spoke to just a few days ago on a live stream, chief executive of Solidarity, says Solidarity support Solidarity Helping Hands campaign against the centralization of food distribution because we are on the side of those who are hungry in the midst of a crisis. Callie Creel, head of AfriForum, says AfriForum fully supports Helping Hands campaign as it is imperative to fight against controlled politicians' efforts, even during a deadly crisis, to sacrifice the effective distribution of food to their own craving for power to satisfy prescriptiveness. Noeth further says Helping Hand is aware that there must be regulations and enforcement when it comes to food distribution, but it is totally something other than abuse of power and control, taking over from the non-governmental organizations that feed the needy. The idea of centralized food distribution and control will seriously harm the poorest of the poor. The government is now in the position, because of the state of restriction, where they should rather move to organizations that support the poor instead of creating distance. We do are urging the government not to alienate us in the care of the needy, says Noeth. Noeth concludes, Solidarity Helping Hands mission calling and tasks come to the poor and the needy, and they are the voice we listen to. We intercede for them, not for ourselves, and not for the government, and not for the abuse of power. We listen to those who are hungry. Spot on, guys. That's exactly what we need to do, is just give, the middle finger, and they can go and pog my horn. Yeah, those MECs can go and pog my horn. And I should say that as I talk, Patrick from Farmers Aid is busy distributing food to people. Somewhere in South Africa, I'm not going to say where, but, I spoke to him about this situation, and he said, look, let them try. Because believe me, if they arrest Patrick, whoa, I'm going to make this a huge story in South Africa. Believe me. We are 100% solidly behind Patrick and the wonderful work he's doing. And the same thing also applies to Anari and Go Purple and the wonderful work she's doing in Pretoria. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.